Before I run out of time, and I have two professors here, I want to ask you guys, what is going on at college? Because we talk about it a lot here, but I haven't been on a college campus in quite some time. It's just what I read. But I do want to just ask you about certain statistics, because one thing that I think you might agree on is that there has been, and people may not be aware of, is that there has been a sea change at who is running the college.
Yes.
It used to be the professors, right? And now it's administrators. Some of the numbers I find mind-boggling. Yale has 5,307 undergrads and 3,500 administrators.
Yeah.
Stanford has 10,896 managerial and professional staff. These are not the professors. 10,000? First of all, what do these people do? What do the 3,500 and the 10,000 people do at Yale and Stanford? I'd love to know.
Have at 'em, Dan.
Well, I think it's a very important issue. So what's happened in the last generation or generation and a half, there's been a sea change, a transformation in the American university. I would say a consumer-centered transformation where the student has effectively become the consumer. And the college experience, quote unquote, has become the center of what college is about, as opposed to education. And this has had a number of negative effects. Perhaps most important, colleges now, many colleges, many universities are now run like businesses. And I just want to get this statistic out because it's very crucial. About 70% of professors are non-tenured track. That means they are paid very low. That means they don't have any job stability, really, oftentimes, and that means they don't have any benefits. And in the 1970s, that number was around reversed. Roughly 70 to 75% of the professoriate were tenured. So now, when you run the college like a business, you basically move away from the educational purpose, which I think Glenn and I would agree is the purpose of college. And I think, Bill, you oftentimes talk about, college students shouting down speakers. Things like that, I think, are profoundly connected to the college student being considered a consumer. That they're there to have an experience, and they pay a shit ton of money for it, and they get an enormous debt for it. So they're sure as hell going to have fun. And I think if we want to...
And that's fun? Shouting down speakers?
Oh, no. It is for some people. But I think that it's more about drinking and doing drugs and having sex, and it's less about education. So I think if you wanted to, change what you're talking about, and for professors to have more of a role, you need to change what college actually is.
But what do these people do? What are they doing? I just want to know. I read recently, like, the tech industry just had a big bloodbath, and they fired up a whole bunch of people, and then it came out, a lot of them admitted they did nothing. Well, they weren't even pretending. We didn't do anything.
They have meetings.
What do these people do?
They have meetings.
Meetings?
They write memos. They oversee the enforcement of regulations.
Regulations?
They cultivate alumni for donors, and they kowtow to their clients, the students, because, as Danny says, it's a consumer-driven thing that's going on. What they don't do is educate anybody. They don't write any books.
They don't produce new knowledge. But I just want to make a quick final point. I think you see this in the larger American economy, the rise of so-called bullshit jobs, where a lot of people are sitting at their desk all day being chained to the last tyranny in American life, the workplace, and not really producing much or doing much. And so I think what you see in the university mirrors what's happening throughout the society as a whole.